privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Testing, testing, mic check 1, 2. It's very interesting what God can do. Ragamuffin old school, you can call it part 2. J-Pop, long but yo, part 2. Murder mighty, I know none can do me now. But I got him at the leader, son I am mighty. I know none can pull me down. But I got him at the man at the top. Such a love like this, me I coulda never see. Me I say, me I coulda never see. Such a love like this, me I coulda never see. Me I say, me I coulda never see. Want a friendly having Jesus, friendly having Jesus, time to balance, to balance, a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Clean up, got me hot clean up, right in my mind like everything clean up. Told me a clean up, love and affection, I love me go sing up, two love me feel and go. Biggie, God, in the heart, and in the color, you know, giving them the order. Jehovah Shammah, him and love you on the shoulder. Come in, Father God, you heard me go the order. Blaze up the fire for me, blaze up the fire for the wicked man, the liar. Jah is a iron, I, this kind, I am born up and I am in this kind, I want to friend me having Jesus. Privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. All right, that is Jade Farm featuring Mordecai, Davy Noddy, and DJ Raf singing Kingdom with the Kingdom Choir singing What a Friend We Have in Jesus. Welcome. Good morning. I'm Fana Wambo, Mam Shikoroyo Kajal Ali Fakham. Welcome and good morning to you and everyone who is seeing me this morning, evening, or night. My name is Grace Ngere here with MyStory today, English version. And it's going to be presented to you by WACHEKE shortly in a little bit. It's Youth Summer 19. We've been continuing with this these episodes of youth as the summer goes to end. And I do welcome each and every one of you. Very happy and excited to see you. I'm so happy that we are here continuing with this learning and getting information for giving ourselves hope for today and tomorrow, and being the voice of the voiceless by loving on them. As we learn a lot from here, we go and love on them and prevent suicide and have awareness by learning a lot of this stuff. So welcome today, Mary Ann Rehab, Christopher Farr, Selena Wanyoike, welcome and stay tuned. Remember to share, tag, and invite so that we can all be blessed. Let's continue listening to What a Friend We Have in Jesus, because all other friends may go or may do you wrong, but Jesus is always there. He is a friend to keep. He is a friend to keep. Let's listen to this Kingdom Choir, What a Friend We Have in Jesus. Kingdom Choir, come see how the kingdom represent. You're my Kingdom Choir, come see how the kingdom have done this. What a friend we have in Jesus. Privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Testing, mic check 1, 2. It's very interesting what God can do. Ragamuffin old school, you can call it part 2. J-Pop, long but yo, part 2. Murder mighty, I know none can do me now. But I got him at the leader, son I am mighty. I know none can pull me down. But I got him at the man at the top. Such a love like this, me I coulda never see. Me I say, me I coulda never see. Such a love like this, me I coulda never see. Me I say, me I coulda never see. What a friend we have in Jesus. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Clean up, got me hot clean up,
My thing a mine like everything clean. Told me a thing, no them affection and none me go sing. Two of me feelings go. Blaze up the fire for me. Blaze up the fire for you. We came and yaka. Ja is a anya. I this kanya. You gonna plan ya bring this kanya.
Want to friendly having Jesus. That's all brings to pass. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer.
And if you love this, you can say Father. Father, say Father. And if you love this, you can say Jesus. Jesus, say Jesus. And if you love this, you can say Father. Father, say Father. And if you love this, you can say Jesus. Jesus, say
Pick me up what you wanna. Dreams money come a new picture. Faith more come a two pictures. What a friend we have in you, Jesus. Kila kitu tunataka tunaitisha. Dreams money come a new picture. Faith more come a two pictures. What a friend we have in you, Jesus. Kila kitu tunataka tunaitisha.
Want to friendly having Jesus. That's all brings to pass. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer.
Amen, amen, amen. That is J Farm featuring Mordecai, Devi, Naughty, and DJ Raf with the Kingdom Choir singing What a Friend We Have in Jesus. And as we said, Jesus is the only friend that we can have. Good evening and morning, Wanjiko Moragoli and Puthia wa Ikoro and George Gachomi. Welcome, welcome, and be blessed and stay right there. Today is Friday, My Story Show, English version. We're listening to live on Facebook all the way from Seattle, Washington, and I do welcome each and every one of you, and thank you so much for keeping on, keeping it, and joining. Now, this is the time to call your friend, to call your enemy, actually, to call everyone, call everyone to call everyone. Don't call a friend of a friend. Call everyone to call a friend or an enemy. Everybody is welcome so that we can learn more, so that we can continue doing what we've been doing, spreading the awareness of suicide, and in a way to try to prevent it. We always say, even if it means just one person, then our mission will be accomplished. If one person by the end of the show will be like, you know what, I'm gonna wait one more day. I'm gonna wait for next Friday so I can listen to my story, somebody's story, somebody's encouraging us. Because a lot of us go through a lot of trouble, a lot of stress, a lot of depression. And so when we come here and give our stories, we encourage maybe just one person, and that one person gets to change their mind and gets to want to live more and gets to get hope for tomorrow. So as we continue, I do urge you and request you to continue inviting your friends, tagging your friends, and sharing WhatsApp, all those social medias out there. Let's all come here together as we wait for WACHEKE. She's going to be here with us shortly via the phone, and she's going to talk to us more about the teenagers or the youth on depression and suicide prevention. Next, we'll listen to Excess Love by Mercy. Mercy Chimwa is singing Excess Love in a second.
Listen us, the soap you shot.
Hold on. All right. Mercy, bring us the song. We don't want... All right, here it goes.
with so much peace and joy. You're amazing. You make my life. Jesus, you love me too much, too much, too much, excess love. You make my life feel brand new. All your promises are yeah and amen. You're not a man, you never lie. Jesus, you love me too much, too much, too much, excess love.
Hello? Hello? Okay. Mnanisikia? Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, we're live. Video imekataa. Yeah. Can you hear the feedback?
No, I don't hear any feedback.
Okay. Yeah, the video is not wanting to come out today. So we are live right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so everyone, this is WACHEKE, Margaret WACHEKE. She's our guest tonight or today, and she's going to be talking about youth and suicide. And welcome, WACHEKE. Would you please say hi to everybody?
Hi, everyone.
Yes, unfortunately, we will not be able to see her today because the video, for some reason, my technician is not here today. So I've been all by myself trying to work it out, and it's not wanting to listen to me.
That's okay.
Yes. So now, WACHEKE, can you tell us what you have for us today?
Well, today we were talking about depression, correct?
Yes.
Yes, we were talking about depression that affects the youth.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. As a lot of us might remember, we talked about depression maybe last week, but one, and we talked in general. We did talk also on youth particularly. And today, Margaret WACHEKE is going to talk to us more about it on the youth perspective, how to prevent, what are the things us as adults and the community in general, what we can do. So if you would tell us a little bit of youth for kids, sometimes for the other people, it's just sadness, whereby somebody will not be able to do the things they used to do. But for the children, kids and teenagers and youth as a whole, it's sometimes a different ball game whereby they'll be sad, but they'll act out. They'll be bullying other people and such things. So their symptoms is a little bit different. So tell us a little bit about depression on youth.
Well, depression, it acts out, differently for different people.
Mm-hmm.
The youth definitely has to do a lot with them acting out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you see your child is acting out, or when you see someone is misbehaving, sometimes it has to do with like a deeper issue other than just them acting out.
Yeah. Okay, continue, Maggie. I'm trying to get that echo out and that sound. So continue talking, please. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Oh, yeah, now I can hear you. Perfect.
Okay, cool. So as I was saying, when I was younger, I used to get really a lot in school, and so now that I would start acting out, like misbehaving, things like that. It's not like I was misbehaving necessarily because I was a bad kid. Sometimes kids misbehave because they just want to fit in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take a little break, Maggie. I'm trying to fix something here, and just hold on online, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave a sound. Huh?
I said I'm gonna see if I can actually join you as we did at that time.
Oh, try to. Okay, yes.
Because that came out good.
Okay, let's try that. And meanwhile, I'm gonna play a song.
Okay.
Maggie? Maggie? Hello?
Hi, I'm still here.
Wow, you know, even right now, we are not even live. It's still saying it's trying to reconnect. I don't know what happened.
Okay, is there a way?
Are you, wherever you are you able to see it? Like, are you able?
Yes, I'm able to see it.
Is it still continuing live?
Let me check on that. Hi, I'm still here.
Wow, you know, even right now, we are not even live. It's still saying it's trying to reconnect. I don't know what happened. Oh, it's...
Okay, is there a way?
Are you, wherever you are you able to see it? Like, are you able?
Yes, I'm able to see it.
Is it still?
Hi, I'm still here.
Wow, you know, even right. Hello?
Are you opening the Facebook app?
It's on, but for on my side, it's showing me that it's trying to reconnect, but I just realized it's even taking all our conversation in. So I think the best thing is for you just to continue talking, because I don't know what's going on.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, because, you know, you could take our conversation. Okay, just continue talking. You know what, guys, if you can write, let us know. But I just opened the app on my phone. I could see the video going on. But on my monitor, it's showing me it's trying to reconnect.
Okay.
So continue talking because we can hear you. And please, viewers, if you can write and say if you can see, if you can see and if you can hear, let us know. Okay. Okay. Hello. Okay.
So we were talking about depression.
Yeah, and you were telling us when you were little.
Yeah, so when I was younger, like 4 years, I was this group of being bullied at school. Sometimes kids act out because it's just to fit in, you know? And so sometimes, and it's difficult sometimes, especially being the child of immigrants, because your parents are just like, you need to focus in school, you need to focus on your grades. And then you can't really talk about all of those other things going on and that are affecting you. So then it's just kind of difficult to know who to talk to them, so then you just act out.
Yeah. So what are what is what are the parents supposed to do in case of a kid who is acting up?
I think one of the ways to do it is just simply to just realize like that there's more to school than just books.
Yeah.
You know, instead of just checking on your kids' grades, ask them, okay, how are your friendships? Take time to get to know your kids' friends. How are things at school holistically other than just grades? Yeah, that's the one thing that I would definitely say.
Okay. What about the parent being a friend to this kid? Do you think that can help, like if they enjoy time together, just getting to know this person so they can be more open to them? Do you think that can help the youth?
I think one of the ways that this can happen without it being awkward is just allowing your home to be a space where your kids can come over with their friends.
Yeah.
Because just by that person being in your house, you can see things. Even if you're not directly spending time with them, they're in your house and you can see like what's going on, how they talk, how they act, and things like that. So I think that's one of the ways that, you know, parents can get to know their kids' friends.
Okay. All right. Do you think some patients are not kind or patient with this? I mean, some parents are not kind and patient with such children. You know, they see the kid is acting up, the kid is, their grade has gone down in school, they're very mean to their sibling. Do you think some parents are not patient and kind to these children?
I think yes, and I think that the reason being is because, you know, a lot of times our parents are always working.
Yeah.
So they're tired and they don't have the patience to try to just give the small things, you know, that are like, I mean, like a lot of these things, you know, parents kind of just look at as small things, you know, just go to school and get good grades and that's all they care. And so like when a kid starts acting out, then the parent becomes angry because, you know, they're tired, they work all the time, and they feel like they don't have the energy to deal with the situation.
And I think it's okay for them sometimes to feel frustrated and angry because they're human, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad for them to be angry. I'm not saying that it's bad for them to be upset if a child is misbehaving.
Yeah.
But I do think at the same time that I don't know how we're going to address this issue. I really don't know. But there's a huge issue in not just the Kenyan community, but just immigrants as a whole. Like, you know, your parents are always working, trying to provide. So then you kind of end up having to deal with so many things by yourself. And then your parents just kind of like, you can't really talk to them about these things, you know? So I don't know how we are going to do it, but we have to find a way.
True, we have to find a way. And I think one of the things the parents need to do is to listen to such forums as this one and know what the kids or the youth is voicing. Because sometimes we don't see it as parents. All we're thinking about is all the bills that I have, maybe a school loan, maybe other people or siblings back home that I'm taking care of. So my mind is just doing doubles. And I'm so okay here because my kids will just go in the fridge and make sandwiches and tend to themselves. But then we forget there is emotional connection that we are lacking. And when we listen to such forums, we teach ourselves things that we take for granted. I think that is one of the ways that us as parents can be helpful to our immigrant kids.
Yes.
The other thing
I totally agree with you.
Yes. The other day I read about depression and mental health for the people who are here as immigrants, not just Kenyans, but immigrants as a whole. Because this thing is such a stigma in our home or where we grew up or where we come from, whether you were born here, you have your roots back there. So us as parents, we are very laid back on talking about these things. And we don't even want to think this can happen to our own children, right?
Yeah. No, that's true. And I mean, like we come from a culture where we don't really talk about mental health. I mean, right now, I was watching a BBC documentary and they were talking about the suicide epidemic in Kenya. And this epidemic is happening mostly to men.
Yeah,
because
I
men in our culture are not allowed to talk about their feelings.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to talk about their struggle. And if they're struggling with poverty and all of those things, it's seen as their fault and it's blamed on them.
Yeah.
And then they just end up committing suicide because they're in a situation that they can't get out of, and society is looking down on them. So I think it's a societal problem. We don't know how to talk about mental health problems, and that causes so many issues.
Very, 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 very true. I did watch that video. If it's the one I watched, it sounds like the one. And it's very true. We have put this burden on our boy child that even just showing they're sick or saying they're sick is a no-no. Is a no-no. You cannot say you're sick as a man, because that is a sign of weakness. And so they don't even seek help, right?
Yeah.
Now, my side of the it's still showing me it's trying to reconnect, and I can see people coming in the show. I can see people joining, and I wish they could write me a message or something to tell me they can hear us. But there's something I would like us to talk about, and for the youth who is depressed, there's some things they can do. There's some things they can do. In addition to going to see a doctor, to going to see a therapist, to their parents, talking to them and being friendly to them. What are some of the things, and I can say one thing, that they can do, us as a youth, or you as a youth and your friends and everywhere, some of the things that we can do to take care of ourselves. You know, even as we look up to the community, as we look up to our parents. Some of the things that we can do, including exercise or expressing ourselves. What are some of the things you think can combat depression for the youth?
Well, I think that there are several things that the youth can do. Let's start, number one, with diet and exercise, as you said.
Yes.
You know, if you, I mean, like everybody knows, exercise is a depression medicine. It's science. It's just the way it is. So, exercising every day, that's something that I personally try to do. Exercising every day and taking time to, you know, like our lives are so busy that you don't really take the time to think or to write or journal your thoughts. I think that's also very important. The second thing that I think that is really affecting the youth is isolation.
Isolation?
Like isolation. I mean, like we live in such a connected world. There's social media. And then on top of that, we have every, you know, streaming service. We have Netflix. We have Amazon Prime. We have all of these things. And so instead of us going out and having a life and spending time with our friends and doing things, you know, you spend all your time watching or scrolling through social media, and that actually leads to depression. That is not healthy whatsoever. So for all of my fellow young people, I would highly recommend, you know, just spend time doing things, you know?
Outside of clicking and tapping.
Yeah, outside of that. Yeah. Like if you like basketball, join a basketball team. If you like to write, start a blog. If you like to, I don't know, fix computers and buy a broken computer and fix it. But do things, because what these things do is that it gives you a sense of accomplishment, right? And it gives you something to look forward to next time. So instead of spending all of your time watching Netflix or scrolling on your phone, I highly recommend, you know, just going out and doing something.
Yes, very, very true. And you know, sometimes when we are all focused on the media, we all see most of the time, sometimes we just see the good things, you know, selfies, you know, my day today, how it was, just the good stuff. That's what people post. You don't, okay, I know some of the people out there do post bad things and whatever is going on in their lives, and, you know, Facebook or whatever is their venting place. But sometimes the media, what it portrays a life that we cannot reach. And sometimes I guess as the youth, when they see their fellow kids, let's say they're turning 16 and their birthday gift was a car, and my kid sees it and they know for sure there's no way they can get a car, that's a thing to make them not happy, right?
Yeah, that's so true, actually.
All right, and you said about eating. And for parents, I would say also they should try to help their children in the eating aspect of things. You know, like try to get them healthy food, nutritional food, because when they just let them eat junk is not helping. You know, a lot of sugar. So as the parents, as WACHEKE said, eating right, nutrition, as as parents, we're supposed to provide for the kids to be able to eat healthy, and this will be able to cut down on depression.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah. What do you think about identifying troubles and not dwelling on them? What would you say on that? In the case of trying to deal with depression for the youth?
Identifying what?
Identifying the troubles and not dwelling on them.
Okay.
What should they?
So identifying.
Yeah.
Identifying what's going on in your child's life.
Yeah, like identifying situations that contributed to their depression. You think that can help them?
Well, yeah, I think it can, because then I think it's two parts. It's not just identifying an issue, but making yourself available to talk about it.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I know a lot of people who have a hard time talking to their parents.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like you said earlier, it's that whole thing about, you know, our culture doesn't talk about mental health. Our culture doesn't talk about social issues. I mean, we don't talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with our entire culture has to change. We have to get to a point where we can openly talk about things.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say openly identifying something. For example, if you see your child smoking, for example,
mm-hmm.
I know this is very dramatic, but if you see your child smoking,
mm-hmm.
is it okay to get angry? Yes, it is. Your child should not be smoking.
Yeah.
But you also have to get to a point where you have to think, okay, why are you smoking?
Yeah.
What do you think you're going to get out of this? Do you know the risks of smoking?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if a child is smoking, that person is most likely a teenager, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you're a teenager, you're pretty close to being an adult.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that they can be able to reason, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They have a head. They can be able to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's okay to get angry, and I think anger is a good thing, because it's not okay for that person to be smoking. But at the same time, sometimes what happens is you see a child smoking, and then you react with all of this anger, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that will shut down all forms of communication between you and your child.
Mm-hmm.
But if instead you decide, okay, yes, I'm angry, this is not supposed to be happening, but then they're like, okay, why are you smoking?
Mm-hmm.
Who introduced you to this? Why are you doing this? What do you think you're going to get out of this? Do you know the risks of smoking? And just conversating in that way, especially with older children, makes all of the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you're doing is that you're opening up the door for communication. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So next time, you know, your child is, because, you know, it goes up, like first it's cigarettes, then the next thing may be marijuana, then the next thing might be hardcore drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you react badly at that first step, that can close the door for all communication in the future. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Absolutely. Yeah. So for parents, we have really to understand these children and be patient with them. By all means, even if it means going to taking classes, because this thing is becoming so huge and a problem that it's something that we could maybe have prevented. And if it has happened to any one of us, our friends, our kids, our brothers, sisters, we shouldn't blame ourselves, okay, that we didn't do something. But now we are learning that we can, because the reason I'm saying we cannot blame ourselves, because you might have tried and it never worked, you know. And some of these children, they hide it. I was reading something else or watching maybe, whereby this child, she was an A student, school, she was doing very well, in games, everything, she was number one, doing very well. Like Can you believe that all her excellence in everything was what was depressing her, was what made her commit suicide? Because she felt she was not good enough, and every time she was just trying to go up, 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 and she was on top of it. But if she would go just a little bit down, that made her go get depressed. And so she took her life, and she left a note saying she was not good enough. So, and the family was perfect, everything was good in their family. So it is not all the time, it is not a cut out case. Sometimes they're different. Sometimes the family are doing what they're supposed to do, the parents are doing what they're supposed to do. The kids don't even show this kind of depression. And you know, in Kikuyu we say the person who is gonna get lost is just gonna get lost no matter what. But at the same,
I want to say something right there.
Yeah.
One time I read this book, and it was called The Rise and Fall of Superwomen. And this book was really amazing because it's that same exact situation. What we have to understand is there's this whole issue about God, right? Having God in your life. And one of the things that why that affects us is because in our lives it's human nature to have other gods, right? Whether it may be stars, whether it may be work, whether it may be overachievement, right? And so this book, The Rise and Fall of Superwoman, I highly recommend everyone to read it. It's a very short book, but it's so powerful. This woman, she felt like it's because she didn't have God in her heart. You know, when you have God in your heart, you know that you're enough. Your self-worth, your identity is rooted in God. And that is not there. You're constantly searching for other things to identify. You're searching for other things to root yourself into, right? And for the person who wrote this book, it was overachieving, right?
Yeah.
So she wanted to do everything perfect, and she didn't feel like she was ever good enough. And it got to the point where she was taking drugs to keep her awake and get her energy to do all of these things, you know? And because she always felt like her self-worth was rooted in her accomplishment. So I think the most important lesson that any child can learn, no matter where they come from, no matter the race, the economics, anything, the most important thing that a child can learn is that your self-worth does not come from anything else other than God. Because when you find your self-worth in God, it will always be enough, right? And when it's not there, you, like you said, your parents do everything, but you yourself, you don't feel like you're enough. So I would say personally that the biggest lesson that I think that is most important is teaching your children to find their worthiness in Christ. No matter where they come from, no matter the race, and then it's to find their worthiness of how well they do it for, you know? There's always everything reminds them that their self-worth, their self-confidence should come from Christ and Christ alone.
That's true.
No matter where they come from.
We know everyone knows Oprah, right? Oprah calls it the higher power. This, you know, because when we talk here in the media, in this platform here, there's a lot, everyone is watching. You know, people who believe in God, people who don't believe in God, everyone, every kind of person. But there is a higher power within you that is always helpful to you. And I always say, go to that power. When you feel like you're not good enough, when you feel things are not good, going the way you want, there's always a higher power. Power that is more than you. And for Christians, it is God. God is always there. He never forsakes us. He's always there for us.
Yeah.
All right. So I want us to, huh?
Oh, sorry. It's just that, you know, we were talking about, you know, things that affect teenagers.
Yes.
But now I'm no longer a teenager, and I found as I grow up that there's other things that affect young adults.
Yes.
And I wanted to touch on that a little bit, if you don't mind.
Go ahead. Absolutely.
Okay. So this is something that's been on my heart for some time.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that it especially affects young adult women.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the pressure to have children.
Okay.
And I want to talk about this because one of my friends, actually, I've seen this with several people in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I personally, I got married almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And ever since then, there's this constant pressure. It's not like it's a pressure, but it's always people like, oh, when are you going to have a baby? Oh, when are you going to have a baby? Oh, when are you going to have a baby, right?
Yeah.
And there's I don't mind that question. But, you know, the other day I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, you know, there are some women in this world who are having trouble having children.
Yeah.
And it's disheartening.
Yeah.
It's disheartening.
Yeah.
Where you go to church,
yeah,
and you go to all of these places where you go, and there's always this constant reminder, like, when are you going to have kids? When are you going to have kids?
Yeah.
And then, you know, I have a friend actually who has had 6 miscarriages in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine, like, how much that question must hurt her.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people ask questions with goodwill, but you don't know what's going on in that person's life.
Yeah.
So, you know, I know it's part of our culture, and I know, you know, once, you know, first comes marriage, then comes children. But I have seen that question can actually lead some women into depression.
Very, very true. Oh my goodness. You just mentioned a topic that is very, very sensitive, even to me. And it's very true, very, very true. We have, especially, I don't know if it's in our culture or it's everywhere, but I'll talk about our culture and, you know, because that is where we have experienced it. Believe me or not, I experienced the same thing. When I got married, I stayed 2 years before we got our baby boy. And those 2 years were hell on earth.
Yeah.
Especially when I went to church. It was more when I went to church or when I went to family gatherings. And you know back there, because I was in Kenya, sometimes they will not tell you, okay, your friends, your age mates will tell you jokingly, but the people there are people who will not tell you jokingly. They will look at your tummy. You see, when you stand up in church to sing or pray or whatever, they'll not be looking at you in the eye. They'll be looking at your tummy.
Yes, that's true.
It is so disheartening. And some of these things, they're not supposed, it's not a must. I don't have to have a baby when I get married immediately. I can choose not to.
Oh yeah, that's so true. So, and the thing that annoys me the most, the thing that hurts me the most is, okay, not only have I had friends who, like I told you, I have a friend who's had 6 miscarriages. And as much as she tries, she wants to have children, but she can't. And I can only imagine going to church every Sunday or every Saturday and then hearing that question, and people are saying, oh, when are you going to have a baby? Oh, when are you going to have a baby? Just know that there are women in this world who are struggling with having a child, and that question could lead them to severe depression.
Yes,
you know?
It will.
Like, we have to understand that women are enough with or without children, you know?
Yes.
What is going on in their womb, what's going on in their uterus is really frankly none of your business.
True. Very true. And when the time comes, the right time, God will just put a baby in there without you even thinking about it.
Exactly. And then the other thing that, you know, really annoys me is like, I think our culture advocates for having children without being prepared. A little bit, right?
Without, you say without being
like,
what?
obviously, without being prepared.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why I think this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, we're not here encouraging teenagers or unmarried women to have children, correct?
Correct.
But the moment you get married, no matter what your financial status is,
Mm-hmm.
no matter whether or not you can take care of that child,
Mm-hmm.
no matter whether or not you can house that child,
Mm-hmm.
you have to have a child.
Mm-hmm.
And some women are simply not having children because they're trying to get in a financial position in which they're not having to work that's just why they're having a need break. They're not having to put their child in daycare 12 hours a day. And you know, this has also been very close to my heart because I work with a nanny, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I work with a lot of people who have newborns.
Mm-hmm.
And I see so many women having to give up their children when they're 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
4 months,
Mm-hmm.
5 months,
Mm-hmm.
because, you know, they have to go back to work.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, you know, like I'm just saying, like I'm not saying daycare is bad or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just like I've gotten to a point in my life where it's like every time somebody asks me, or somebody says, "Oh, when are you gonna have a child?" The first question I ask is, "Are you volunteering to support it?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it catches people off guard,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, listen, if you're so interested, you know, in me having a child,
Mm-hmm.
we can have an arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask me when I'm gonna have a child, and then you can take that child every Tuesday night,
Mm-hmm.
or you can send me some money and I pass out every month.
Yeah. Yeah.
To take care of that child. This is so important to you for me to have a child.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you're not willing to help me in my economics to
Yeah.
have that child.
Yeah.
You know, let's talk about it safely.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very important topic you brought up there, Maggie. And you don't know how many people go in silent about it, suffer in silence about it. And there's so many things that I don't know what we will do to be able to solve these problems, as you just said. But you know, one by one, little by little, I think we are doing something and we are touching somebody somewhere who maybe does that and without knowing they had somebody. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a great platform, and I really thank you that this is like what your second time that time, and I'm looking forward that you'll come again, because there's something I want us to touch on that most likely not many people talk about it, but I really do. And it's about the youth and something they do, and it's called cutting. You ever heard of that?
I have.
Yes. I think this is huge. A lot of us are doing it. A lot of us parents, immigrant parents, we might not be very familiar with it. Maybe we see it and we don't think much of it. So I would like us to put more insight, more learning into it. Are you willing to come back and talk to us about it?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay, then that's a date for next Friday.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I think we'll end it there today. And yeah, on my side, it never said it's connecting. It's still saying it's trying to connect, but I still see people writing and saying they're connected and they can hear us and it's loud and clear. And I will just say blindly, because I cannot see you though, I'll just mention the names I see here and tell you they were listening to you, Maggie. You were really great. There's Judy Amunga. Thank you so much, Judy. Jane Wangoi, Tez Recha. Hello, Tez. Onesmus Kamau, Esther Rigay, Edith Kemani, Shiko Kenyajui, Jane Mungai, Shiko Kuria, Faith Ndongo, Veranis Mwiti, and Livingston W. Bahati, and many others. Job Maura, thank you so much. Eunice Kamau, Donald Creighton, Faith Esther. Thank you all. May God bless you. May God bless you, Maggie. We'll see you on Friday. We're going to talk about a very sensitive topic for the youth, cutting. So,
Okay.
so that's it for today. Let's listen to Matthew West singing. Matthew West is singing Do Something. It's talking about somebody who is feeling sad and all that. Maybe this song will encourage you in one way or another. And thank you so much, Maggie. We'll see you next, or we'll listen to you next Friday. We're gonna try next Friday to get a video. So we're gonna work on that video throughout the week. And all the best, all the best. Have a great weekend. Have a great week, and we'll see you on Friday, Maggie. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to leave you guys with this wonderful song, Matthew West, Do Something. And I'll see you on Friday English version, Wednesday Kikuyu version for those who come in for the Kikuyu. And may God bless you all. Thank you so much for your support. Remember to share. And welcome back next time. Bye-bye.
It's time for us to do something. So tired of talking about how we all got hands of people. It's easier to say than to be. Live like angels of apathy. Tell ourselves it's alright. Somebody else will do something. I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired. Life with no desire. I don't want to blame, I want to fire. I want to be the one who stands up and says, I'm gonna do something. If not us, then who? If not me and you, right now. It's time for us to do something. Yes, it is. If not now, then when will we see our end of this pain? It's not enough to do nothing. It's time for us to do something. We are the salt of the earth. We are a city on a hill. Shine, 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 shine.